Why is it so ugly? What is it printing here? Well, actually the array adapter that we're using, it just invokes the toString method in whatever is in there. So it was a string before, so it just invoked toString into a string and it returned the string, so it was a pretty name. But now it's a student, and when you invoke the toString method of a student, what do you get? You get the default toString method implementation for any object in Java, which is the package name, the class name, the simple class name, at an address which represents the address of the memory. It doesn't need to be something like that, but usually is the address in the memory, the pointer to the memory where that object is located, the reference to the object. So this is pretty weird. It doesn't look like our student. So let's just change the toString method of our student. Let's override the method. So we go to the student class, we override the method toString, and instead of returning whatever it was returning before, we're gonna implement both the ID and the name of the student. Okay, so I'm printing both the ID and the name of the student. So I'm saving this file here, the student file, and I'm gonna run again. Let's see if this shortcut is going to run. It's going to make the change that is necessary on the fly. So here you go, 0 Rodrigo Turini. Well, the student name is there, but the ID is not. Why is the ID 0? So if you take a look at the student class, you see that the ID was never set. So if it was never set, it's going to be 0 forever and ever and ever and ever. So it's going to be 0 here. So what we need to do is, whenever we load the student DAO, whenever we are loading the data from the database, we need to load the ID also. So the ID is cursor get integer, the cursor dot get column index ID. Then we have the ID. And then when we instantiate this student, we pass the ID as an argument. And this constructor I'm going to create, and I have two options: add integer as the first parameter to method student, to the constructor in student, or just create a new constructor with all parameters and the ID. I'm gonna choose the second option. I'll make the ID field optional. That's my decision. I'm choosing this decision, so I'll make it easier for those who want to create a student without an ID to be able to do so. That's my decision. I could have chosen to make it mandatory and people would have to set it here. So in this constructor also, I'll just hit here auto return and bind constructor parameter to fields, and it will bind all of them, and we are happy that everything is set. All the fields here are set, so it will also set the ID field. So before saving anything, I'll close this guy here. I'll save it now. I'll also save the student DAO, which uses this constructor, and then I'll try to run again. So we run again after we set the ID, and here you have 1 Rodrigo Turini. Great. Let's add the second student. So the second student is Daniela Song, and we can just cancel. Then I'll also add the rating, which is 5, and that's it. Just Daniela Song and the rating. Let's add Daniela Song 5. Daniela Song was created with grading 5. Hello? Are you there? Where is she? Well, it finished the activity, it saved the data, finished the activity, but it doesn't show her. Let's just close the application for a while. Let me just close the application. Let me open the application again. And there she is. Well, if I try to add someone, it's not updating my activity. What is going on? So the save part is saving the data. The load part is loading the data. But whenever we close our form activity, we go back to the previous activity, but we do not run this code again. The loading code is only run whenever we create the activity. And the student list activity is only created once. So when you go back to the student list activity, it doesn't care about any changes you did to the database. You only told the activity to load the data when you create the activity. So we need to better understand a little bit the life cycle of an activity in order to be able to, when we come back from one activity, to update the information from the current activity.